KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I want to thank my fellow Texans. I want to thank you for your votes. And I want to thank you for your trust.
At a time when we could be tempted to give in or to give up, we all decided instead to give it our all.
Governor Greg Abbott celebrating victory over Beto O'Rourke this morning. We're checking with both campaigns just ahead.
And a quick look outside with live cam. A little less humid, at least it feels that way, than yesterday morning. We're at 71 degrees. We'll be checking with Mike very soon.
And a good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It is November 9th. And we begin our day after election coverage in McAllen, where Governor Greg Abbott gave his victory speech overnight.
The numbers right now show that Abbott will serve a third term. And as John Paul Barajas reports, that would also lock him in as the second longest serving governor in Texas.
We're in deep South Texas in McAllen, where Governor Greg Abbott gave his victory speech on this stage. ABC News projecting the incumbent will serve a third term, making him the second longest serving governor of the state. Governor Greg Abbott hosting his watch party in a predominantly blue region of South Texas instead of the state capitol this go around. It's a strategic move, as one of the biggest issues he's campaigned on is border security, as well as to continue making strides with the Hispanic vote.
Republicans that we endorsed were elected from Nueces County to Cameron County, Hidalgo County, and all the way over to Terrell County on the border, and counties in between. So I want to say tonight, congratulations to the next generation of Republicans who were elected tonight.
The governor's projected win will also continue a streak that dates back to 1992, which is over 200 consecutive statewide election losses for Texas Democrats. Some of Abbott's promises to voters is a more safe and secure Texas, job growth, and bringing down skyrocketing property taxes.
We started this campaign in South Texas. We celebrated my primary victory in South Texas. Tonight, we return to South Texas to celebrate my re-election for you being your governor for 4 more years.
A party went well into the night, starting off with a band, followed by a mariachi to close and a barrage of fireworks. The governor showed up around 10 o'clock, but left shortly after, thanking his supporters for their vote of confidence. In McAllen, for GMSA, John Paul Barajas.
Thank you, John Paul. Last night in El Paso, Beto O'Rourke accepting his defeat during his watch party, taking a moment to thank his supporters, his wife, mother, and staff.
But what's next for the El Paso native? He hinted this might be it when it comes to campaigning for governor of Texas. And although he recognized major accomplishments during his trail, including breaking fundraising records, he says he got this far thanks to Texans wanting to change.
They are our heroes, and they're going to continue the fight, and I'm going to be right behind them, supporting them with all that I've got.
On Twitter, the mother of Amarie Jo Garza reacting to O'Rourke's loss, tweeting in part, "One thing is for sure, I will never stop fighting for my children and yours."
And we will get back to our election coverage in just a moment. But first, a check of your forecast on this Wednesday morning with meteorologist Mike Ostrage. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it is Wednesday today, but it feels like yesterday. It feels like the day before. It's it's kind of hard to tell what day is which, and it's going to be the same tomorrow then, but that big front moves on through here. So we're one day closer to that. Got a lot of clouds starting off this morning. We do have a couple of sprinkles out there. Not much, just these little streamer showers, primarily right there, kind of developing along the escarpment in northwest Bexar County and moving up into portions of the hill country. Nothing is being detected on radar in the city proper. Again, those few going out I-10 and heading out in toward Bandera County. A couple around Medina Lake on top of that. We will see just 1 or 2 of these little sprinkly showers around here this morning. And then like yesterday and like the day before, later on this afternoon, there's going to be just a couple of showers popping up this later on. 7 miles visibility at Bernie, Sage, and then a little more in the way of fog well off to the east of us, Beeville as well as Victoria. Temperatures are still mid-upper 60s, low 70s around here. We still have plenty of humidity, but yeah, it just doesn't for some reason feel as humid, even though the numbers are basically the same as what they were yesterday. And as far as the allergens, mold is moderate, pigweed is on the low side. Temperatures are going to be pretty steady this morning. We are going to be staying in the upper 60s, low 70s. Again, a couple of those light little sprinkly showers out there, some patchy fog, and then a high temperature today up to 83. Some sunshine and then a couple of showers. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Then that big front, and what's it going to do to temperatures? It's going to feel a whole lot like fall coming in here late Friday and in the weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. A convincing victory this morning for Judge Peter Sakai over Trish DeBerry in the race for Bexar County Judge. Art Dylan Collier was there as the longtime Children's Court judge prepares to make the leap to the head of county government.
And we'll have that story for you probably later in the newscast. Meanwhile, Trish DeBerry ended up conceding the judge's race before any of the Election Day results actually came in. Speaking to her supporters, DeBerry said her campaign was responsible for bringing up issues like possibly moving the county jail and getting the county to have more of a voice in SAWS and CPS energy. And we're told that DeBerry had to take a big risk to run for judge, giving up her spot as the lone Republican commissioner to take a shot at the countywide seat in a typically blue county. However, she said she did not regret running.
Congressman Henry Cuellar representing District 28 for almost 20 years, but back-to-back strong challenges in his own party primary. Republicans saw this as a chance to flip the seat. Cuellar went up against Republican challenger Cassie Garcia. She worked under Senator Ted Cruz as a former deputy state director. This looks like Cuellar will stay in power so far. 57% of the vote to Garcia, and that is with, 100% reporting. In Uvalde, the race for County Commissioner Precinct 2 is not panning out the way families of Robb Elementary victims wanted to.
Incumbent Mariano Vargas walked away with the victory by a large margin, and Javier Cáceres, Jackie's dad, came in third. Several of the families of the Robb Elementary victims came together for a watch party despite things not going the way they wanted. They say they are going to keep fighting for their kids and hope that Vargas keeps them in mind during his new term. Families say they were all happy to be together watching as one big family.
Well, our coverage continues on KSAT.com. We have a breakdown of all the major races, including interviews and full breakdown from our reporters. You can get the latest updates online right now.
Time now, 4:37 and 71 degrees for now.
We'll work on our technical issues right now. Let's take a look outside with traffic authority and TransGuide cameras around town. Loop 410 at Fredericksburg. Traffic is very light.
And another look out there with a live cam. Still starting humid, 71 degrees, kind of bracing for the cooler weather we're expecting this weekend. We'll be right back.
And as we go to break, we do have a few more races to show you right here on GMSA. Now to late breaking news, arson investigators are taking a look at a house fire on the city's southwest side after the home caught fire twice overnight.
This is happening in a neighborhood off of Highway 90 and General Hudnall Drive. That is where we find our Sarah Costa live. And Sarah, why are firefighters calling this suspicious?
Good morning, Mark and Steph. They're calling this suspicious because they got the call to this house on 800 block of Harriman Place just after 8 last night. They put out part of that fire, and then a completely separate part of the house that didn't catch fire the first time they were called out caught fire just after 3 o'clock this morning. Come on over here. We're going to show you a look at some of the damage. So firefighters still on scene right now. They are just kind of looking for hot spots. Got it mopping up the scene at this time, but you can see the damage that was done to this home. This was an abandoned home, and the reason why firefighters are calling this suspicious is not just because, they came out at 8 o'clock and another time came out around 4 o'clock this morning. They say no one was living in the home and there's no utilities that are connected to the home at this time. So the firefighter that I spoke to said, yeah, this is definitely suspicious. Arson was out here earlier this morning, and they're going to be coming back later this morning once the sun comes up with a team of dogs, they said. Now, they spoke to neighbors. They said that no one's living in this home, but there has been some suspicious activity, not particularly squatters or people living in the home, but someone coming in and out of the home. They also said this house was recently foreclosed on, so that is why they're going to continue that arson investigation. Just stay with us live as we get updates throughout the morning on air and online. Live from the city's southwest side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah.
442, 71 degrees.
And it's the biggest night in country music. Tonight is the CMA Awards right here on KSAT 12. Hear from co-host Peyton Manning and Luke Bryan next.
As we go to break, more races from Vote 2022.
The biggest night in country music, the CMA Awards, is tonight with Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning co-hosting live from Nashville. ABC's Will Reeve has the details in today's GMA First Look.
Hi, I'm Will Reeve, and in this morning's GMA First Look, we are going behind the scenes at the biggest night in country music, the CMA Awards in Nashville, and we're going one-on-one or one-on-two with the co-hosts, Peyton Manning and Luke Bryan. Take a look.
What's the vibe going to be like between you guys on stage?
Well, we've got some history together. I think it's just going to be loose, and that's the cool thing about Peyton is he's always really just been a natural lover of country music, and I think certainly that's why it's going to work.
I mean, the thing for me is that I realize the significance of this night. It's a little looser for me because I have no skin in it. There's no chance I'm winning an award.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of that exclusive interview, plus a live concert with country superstar Keith Urban. That's all coming up on GMA. I'm Will Reeve in Nashville.
A quick look at the roads with TransGuide here at home. Blue 410 at Fredericksburg. Things are moving. However, it looks like maybe a stalled vehicle or somebody off to the side, but everything's still moving this morning.
Well, now that we've moved on from Election Day, of course, we have more results coming up, but we can now focus on those big weather changes that are coming our way. And I've had some people ask on social media, Mike, is this one of those situations where they need to cover plants up, that kind of thing this weekend?
No, we're going to have enough cloud cover, it looks like, that temperatures, though in the hill country, it'll be getting close to down in the 30s, you know, maybe just be on the safe side. But with the cloud cover, that's going to keep temperatures pretty much overall just above freezing. So, you know, even though it's just like it was yesterday morning, just like it was the day before that, we're one day closer to that big front. And yes, it was a good day to get out there and vote yesterday, and every day is good for that. Nice shades. Like the sticker as well. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And we got a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning. It number-wise is just about what it has been the past couple of mornings. Also radar-wise. Now, yesterday we didn't have anything really showing up on radar. There's a little bit of mist around the area, but we do have a few of these sprinkly showers out here in portions of the hill country right now. They're around Medina, Bandera, and if you're going out I-10, maybe run into just a couple of those. Not much. And most of this is forming there sort of right along the escarpment. You can see in extreme northwestern Bexar County, not even really in Leon Springs, but just a couple of those little sprinkly showers. And that's it as of right now. But like yesterday, we will have, and the day before that, this afternoon, there'll be a couple of them later on. At my house, there was plenty of blue skies, and then just right kind of around the corner yesterday, there were some of those showers that had popped up. So lots of clouds this morning, 20% chance for just those light little sprinkly showers. Temperatures will stay pretty steady, basically 15 to 20 degrees above normal this morning. And then we are going to be up in the mid-70s by late morning and noon. There's that 10% chance for just one or two of those showers out there. We will hit a high temperature of 82 degrees, almost 10 degrees above normal again. And as far as the humidity, it stays humid today, tomorrow, starting off on Friday. But that's when that big front moves on through here, which is going to be in the about 8 o'clock hour, 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, obviously through the hill country, first of all, and we will notice the wind shifting around. And this has a pretty good support to it as far as the cold air. That's the actual air temperature right now, 13 degrees below zero up there in Cutbank, Montana. It is 18 in Casper, obviously not that cold, but a lot of the fronts that we've seen so far that have moved on through here have been basically Pacific fronts. So we get rid of the humidity, and yes, that allows temperatures to get cooler. But this is an Arctic front that is going to be sliding down here, and as this low works its way across the area, and here's this big chunk of cold air, and it's going to pull that down in on top of us. And like I said, the actual front should be moving through in the mid-morning hours on Friday. We'll start off very, very warm and humid, just like every other day this week, and then temperatures will be dropping down throughout the day with some showers on top of that and windy conditions. 77 degrees today at noon. And a couple of showers out there, and same thing later on this afternoon. Low 80s for a high. It is going to be on the breezy side. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. Front moves through early on Friday, and like I was saying yesterday and the day before that, last week it was, okay, take a jacket in the morning, you won't need it in the afternoon. You won't need a jacket in the morning, but you'll need it by the afternoon on Friday, and maybe a light umbrella because we'll have a couple of showers and even a thunderstorm or two. Most all of the rain is going to be out of here late Friday. Nothing left over early on Saturday. It's going to be windy on Saturday. Plenty of clouds around here. Only mid to upper 50s for high temperatures, mid 40s for low temperatures, and it's going to stay on the cool side going into at least the first half of next week, too.
Well, there's a taste of fall.
Yep.
Yes.
This is going to be nice.
It is.
Yeah, I know you're excited for it.
I know.
450, 71 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 671, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 6532, Fireball 2.
Cash 5, 3, 19, 20, 32, 35. And Mega, no one won last night, but here are those numbers. Jackpot jumps to $189 million for Friday's drawing. Tonight's Powerball is just a measly $20 million, Stephanie.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Be right back.
Something.
Now back to that story we tried to bring you earlier in the newscast. A convincing victory this morning for Judge Peter Sakai over Trish DeBerry in the race for Bexar County Judge. Dylan Collier was there as the longtime Children's Court judge prepares to make the leap to the head of county government.
It's been 2 decades since voters put someone other than Nelson Wolf in the county judge's office. A packed room of supporters were happy that person is Peter Sakai. The former district court judge stuck to his principles and refused to engage in a negative campaign, even as opponent Trish DeBerry hurled some strong allegations against him without providing evidence over the last few weeks. Voters didn't buy into the noise, so Sakai steps up to replace Wolf, someone he plans to work alongside during the next 2 months of transition.
He did it his way, and Judge Sakai is going to do it his way, but I want to be respectful. We're going to finish out all the projects that he and the current Commissioners Court have created, and he's done a wonderful job as the county judge. He's established a lot of legacy projects.
The Judge Peter Sakai era begins on New Year's Day. Reporting on the Northwest Side, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Dylan, thank you. 5 till third round of the UIL High School Volleyball Playoffs wrapped up last night. Livonia clinched a berth in this weekend's Class 4A Regionals with a hard-fought sweep of Davenport. Bears rallied from a late deficit to win a tightly contested second set 30-28, then held off a late surge to defeat the Wolves in the third set 27-25. All three were decided by 2 points. There are 6 seniors on this year's roster, and Livonia's past experience in the playoffs helped them advance.
We have a lot of seniors on the team and we all play, so it helps to know the game and know playoffs and be able to use the nervousness as our advantage.
You have to lean on your teammates. It's a team game, it's not a me game. You have 6 girls on the court. You have to, if you make a mistake, you have to come together after every point and be there.
Meanwhile, Harlan is the last remaining area team alive in Class 6A. The Hawks defeated Warren 3-1 to punch their tickets to the regional tournament for the 3rd straight season. You can catch full highlights from their match on the BGC page at KSAT.com.
And time now, 4:56 and 70 degrees for now. From the race for Texas governor to Bexar County judge to Uvalde, we have the complete results just ahead. Hear from the candidates as they get set to move forward following Election Day.
Democrats pick up a key Senate win while another crucial race appears on track for a runoff. I'm ABC's Justin Finch. That story ahead.
And checking the roads with TransGuide. Traffic is building at 410 and Fredericksburg. We're just getting started here on GMSA.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I ran for the thousands of Texans who came up to me and they said, Governor, just keep Texas, Texas.
I don't know what my role or yours will be going forward, but I'm in this fight for life.
The race for governor is over. We've reaction from both Governor Abbott and Beto O'Rourke, who had a few words to say following last night's election results.
My hope is that Peter Sakai will not just lock down the nuts and bolts of the county, but he will have a vision that will carry this community forward for 20 years.
I am committed to lead Bexar County and make sure that everyone can find their dreams and passions.
And a big victory in the race for Bexar County. Find out how Peter Sakai says he plans to fill the shoes of former Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff.
And this morning's weather feeling very much like the last couple of mornings. 70 degrees at San Antonio International Airport. And a good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 9th. We'll get to election coverage in just a moment. But back to our late breaking news this morning. An abandoned home destroyed by two separate fires overnight on the city's southwest side. And now arson investigators are looking into things.
This happened in the 800 block of Harriman Place in a neighborhood off of Highway 90 and General Hudnall Drive. Our Sarah Costa is live there now with a look at the damage. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. And basically, the scene is about to clear. The two other trucks that were here looking at these hot spots, they just drove off. We have one crew left, and they're just putting up their gear at this point. But let's take a look at the damage. You can see that this home is completely destroyed by two separate fires, and firefighters calling this fire suspicious. Here's why. They were first called out to this abandoned home in the 800 block of Harriman Place after 8 last night for the backside of the house. They were able to quickly knock that fire out and contain the damage just to the back of the home. The front of the home that you're looking at right now, untouched by the fire. Then just after 3 this morning, they got a second call to the home, but this time it was for the front part of the house, and that's that damage you're seeing right now. All of that ash on top, on the front of the home right there. So this happened just after 3. The firefighters we spoke to say this is definitely suspicious, not just because of the second fire, but they say that the home is abandoned, just got foreclosed on, and there are no utilities connected to this home. So they said arson was out here earlier this morning. They're going to come back to the house with their dogs. They said to kind of investigate the situation once the sun is up. They said that this house also just recently got foreclosed on. They spoke with neighbors. They said no one's living in this home, but there's definitely been someone coming in and out of the house for the last couple of days. So arson is going to continue to investigate this fire on the city's southwest side. Live from the southwest side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark and staff.
Governor Greg Abbott giving his victory speech in McAllen last night with 55% of the vote. The numbers this morning show that he will serve a third term. Now, he chose to host his watch party in a predominantly blue region of South Texas instead of the state capital this go around. Part of his plan was to continue to connect with the Hispanic vote. He also continued his push on one of his biggest issues, border security. Some of Abbott's promises to voters were a more safe and secure Texas, job growth, and bringing down skyrocketing property tax rates.
I ran for the farmers and ranchers down here on the border who pleaded for a more secure border in the state of Texas. And I ran for the thousands of Texans who came up to me and they said, Governor, just keep Texas, Texas.
The watch party went well into the night. However, Abbott was only there briefly and left after thanking supporters for their vote of confidence.
And after a tough fight to try to turn Texas blue, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke wasn't able to secure enough votes. Our Alicia Beretta was in El Paso where O'Rourke's watch party took place and has more about what comes next for the El Paso native.
Good morning. Well, it wasn't until about 10:30 last night Central Time that Beto O'Rourke finally made it to his election watch party. And although the defeat, he did come in good spirits, smiling and thanking his supporters. Also thanking his wife Amy and his mother, who were both in attendance. O'Rourke recognizing the accomplishments made during his campaign trail, including breaking fundraising records, completing an extensive town hall tour throughout all corners of Texas, and bringing in new voters. And in Uvalde, families of the victims of the Robb Elementary shooting reacting to the loss early in the night. On Twitter, the mother of Amory Jo Garza, who was murdered on May 24th, tweeted in part, quote, "One thing is for sure, I will never stop fighting for my children and yours," end quote. And here's what Beto O'Rourke had to say to them.
They are our heroes, and they're going to continue the fight, and I'm going to be right behind them, supporting them with all that I've got.
So what's next for the El Paso native? He hinted this might be it when it comes to campaigning for governor of Texas.
I don't know what my role or yours will be going forward, but I'm in this fight for life.
And those here last night, of course, disappointed in the outcome, but not disappointed in their candidate, saying they'll continue to push for change. El Paso for GMSA, Alicia Barrera.
And of course, we're going to have more election results throughout the rest of GMSA. Right now, you step outside out there at the airport and temperatures are almost 20 degrees above normal, 71, and there's plenty of humidity out there, lots of clouds, and we're going to have a high temperature today. Once again, almost 10 degrees above normal, just like yesterday, just like the day before. A couple of stray little showers out there as well. Yesterday, the aquifer went up 1/10 of a foot, and the allergens, mold with just some of these light showers on the moderate side, and pigweed is on the low side. We do have a couple of showers that are showing up on radar right now. Not really a heck of a lot, just these, as we kind of call them, little streamer showers, and they're primarily developing along the escarpment and then sliding up into portions of the hill country. Not anything really of any consequence, and we'll just keep a couple of these around throughout the rest of the morning. And as far as here in town, as you can see, there's not really much of anything right around here. There could be a light little sprinkle to develop later on this morning, and that'll be about it. And then again, later on this afternoon, we'll have just a couple of those showers out there. Some fog going up I-10, Bernie Stage, Kerrville. A little bit of nothing really to write home about, but a lot more off to the east and down to the southeast. And there's a dense fog advisory well down here around Victoria and Goliad counties up until 9 o'clock this morning. So if you're going down 37, you're going to run into some of that fog. So warm, humid, sprinkles, patchy fog. Same old story. We're going to be doing it again tomorrow as well. And then a couple of showers later on this afternoon. Same thing again tomorrow afternoon, warm and humid. We start off very warm and humid Friday morning. Then the front comes through here. Temperatures will drop down throughout the day. We'll be in the low 60s, upper 50s by late in the day and around dinner time on Friday. Windy, a couple of showers around as well. And then the weekend, we start off windy on Saturday and then cloudy, cold all weekend long. A great fall weekend. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Anything going on?
Well, I'm looking forward to the weekend, Mike. Right now, though, we have to get it through Wednesday, and thankfully, traffic's not looking too bad out there. Let's give you a quick look around town. I-10 at the Y, we just have a few folks getting their morning started early with us, and really, nothing's going to hinder that commute this early in the morning. There's I-10 at Callahan. Traffic looks like it's picking up just a bit out there, but thankfully for the majority of San Antonians, really don't have a lot to show you there on these TransGuide cameras, but we are keeping our eye in and around the Alamo City, of course. Taking you to the map, it's the same situation, just a lot of green out there. Of course, we are going to talk some of those road closures, but right now, none of it's really slowing folks down. So just remember to be careful if you see those crews out there. And if you plan on traveling into the Alamo City, pretty much the same story there. 28 minutes, pretty pleasant on I-37. If you're coming in from Pleasanton in the northbound lanes, usual drive time on Highway 90. Just watch out for those fire crews if you encounter them where Sarah Costa's at. Looks like they could be wrapping up, but again, about half an hour if you're traveling in those eastbound lanes from 90. And that arrival from Lytle, about 17 minutes on I-35 northbound. One last look around town. There's 281 at the airport, 410 at Ingram. The morning is off to a pretty decent start. We'll continue to watch the roads closely and have updates on those road closures. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. It was a resounding win for Peter Sakai in the race for Bexar County Judge overnight. Trish DeBerry ended up conceding the judge's race before any of the Election Day results actually came in. Garrett Behringer had reaction from her campaign.
It didn't take long for the crowd to dissipate at the Trish DeBerry campaign watch party after Democrat Peter Sakai took an early 21-point lead when the early vote came in. DeBerry eventually decided to concede before any of the Election Day votes rolled in. She told reporters that she had seen the writing was on the wall. DeBerry took a risk on this campaign. She was only in her seat on Commissioner's Court less than a year into her first term when she decided to run for judge. She had to abandon her commissioner's seat so she could try to win a county-wide race as a Republican in a typically blue county. But DeBerry, who had owned her own PR firm, said that as an entrepreneur, she wasn't afraid of risk, and she was not sorry to have run.
I don't regret running for judge one single day. I have never lived my life with regret, with shoulda, coulda, woulda. And so I got in this race because I felt like if I hadn't, that I would have always thought to myself, what if I had done that?
She also had a rough campaign recently, catching criticism after she accused a local attorney and his advertising agent without evidence of having been behind dark money attack ads against her. And an Asian advocacy group said DeBerry calling her opponent, Peter Sakai, Dr. No during a debate was racist. Having sold her PR firm, DuBarry says she won't be going back there. And at this point, she's planning to take some time off before she decides her next steps. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Now to the race for Bexar County District Attorney.
That's right. Joe Gonzalez declaring victory against Republican candidate Mark LaHood. So District Attorney Joe Gonzalez celebrated with his supporters last night. Gonzalez announced his victory hours after the polls closed.
I'm very content, and I thank the citizens of Bexar County, number one, for coming out to vote, and for number two, endorsing the hard work that we've been doing.
And Republican challenger Mark LaHood last night not wanting to give an interview until all the votes were counted. This will be Gonzalez's second term as Bexar County DA. And our coverage continues at KSAT.com. So we have a breakdown of all the major races, including interviews and full breakdown from our reporters. You can get the latest updates online right now.
510, 70 degrees.
Elections continue across the nation as well, with control of Congress on the line. Coming up next, find out who was able to keep their seats and who didn't.
Outside with live cam, next big event on the horizon for South Texas weather is a very strong cold front. Mike has an update on the timing of that. And we'll also check on your morning commute with Stephen Cavazos. You're watching GMSA. More races here as we go to break. Now to look at midterm elections for the rest of the nation. Key races across the country remain at razor-thin margins. As ABC's Justin Finch reports, as the ballot count continues, control of Congress remains on the line.
A major win overnight. ABC News projecting Democrat John Fetterman as the winner of Pennsylvania's open Senate seat.
I never expected that we were going to turn these red counties blue. And tonight, that's why I'll be the next U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania.
Fetterman's fitness for office questioned after suffering a stroke last spring. The lieutenant governor now defeating Trump-backed Republican Mehmet Oz after mega endorsements from Oprah, former President Obama, and President Biden.
We always knew that this race would be close. And so here, that's where we are.
Senate Democrat Raphael Warnock locked in a neck-and-neck race for re-election against Republican challenger Herschel Walker.
If you can hang in there a little bit longer.
If neither Walker nor Warnock gets 50%, they will face a runoff election next month.
It is clear that we are going to take the House back.
And exit polling shows young voters have been decisive in this election, overwhelmingly backing Democrat candidates in House races and largely choosing abortion over the economy as their top issue. And in that crucial Georgia Senate race, they're backing Democrat Raphael Warnock. On Capitol Hill, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Time now, 5:16 and 70 degrees for now.
Zoom expanding its platform. How's changing things to adapt to a post-pandemic world?
Plus, we're going to show you a new solar-powered watch with 70-day battery life and how you can get one.
And here are a few other races we are tracking this morning. State Senate right now, Roland Gutierrez with the win over Robert Garza, 55-45. And for U.S. Representative District 23, Totin Gonzalez with a resounding win over John Lira.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide looking over at Highway 90 and now looking at 37 at Houston. Things are moving, but we will be checking back with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
It's a new day,
because now updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. Just in time to say, oh, you bet I'll be there. A whole lot more.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Wrinkles are less visible by up to 47%.
Validated by dermatologists.
Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal.
Time check is now 5:20. Let's get a look at those roadways. US 90 at Couples as we get the Wednesday rolling there. Actually, not a whole lot of traffic out there for this early in the morning. But as we get a quick look around town, there's 1604 at Spurs Ranch and I-10 at the Y. Not a lot of folks out there this early in the morning, but if you have to head out, take some time and grab that cup of coffee. No need to rush to your destination since there's really no delays right now. We're taking you right to the map. Just going to be a lot of those active road closures. And as a quick reminder, as the morning does get moving here, 1604 on the north central side, we have that bridge widening we talked about earlier in the week, and that work will continue at least up until Friday, November 11th. Starts at 9 in the morning, but you can bet on crews getting out there just a little bit earlier. Should wrap hopefully around 3 in the afternoon. Drivers expect to see the westbound and eastbound turnaround fully closed right there at Loop 1604 and Lock Hill Summer Road. But plan your commute ahead of time. You can grab those phones right now if you're at home. Scan that QR code that just popped up on your screen. That will take you to our KSAT traffic page. Has a full list of closures right at the bottom of the screen, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. Yesterday afternoon, you may have seen a lot of blue skies and sunshine, and then some folks right there around Timberwood Park Elementary, look at that, 1.5 inches of rain. Yeah, there's some pretty good downpours. That's going to be the situation again today, where there'll be a lot of clouds, some sunshine, and then some of those showers just kind of scattered about the area. A lot of clouds hanging around here this morning, and that's along with the humidity helping to keep us on the warmer side. And as you can see, we do have just a few of these showers out here in portions of the hill country. Everything is sliding pretty much straight up to the north, scattered about throughout Bandera County, and then down here right on the Medina-Uvalde County line, moving through Sabinal. If you're going out 90, you're going to run into just a couple of those. And then also in and around Bernie Stage, northwest Bexar County right there. So again, right there on I-10 in between Bexar County and Bernie, you're going to be running into just one or two of these light little showers. Most of those are developing right there along the escarpment, and we'll see a few more kind of scattered about the area this morning. There's also some fog off to the east, especially Pleasanton has a little bit of fog, Fredericksburg, but the thickest is down here to the southeast where there is a dense fog advisory in Goliad as well as Victoria counties. Mid-upper 60s, low 70s. 15, 20 degrees above normal, plenty of humidity out there. Dew points remain in the mid to upper 60s, and we do have a fairly good breeze, and that's what's helping to prevent a lot of the fog from forming up here. But obviously down to the southeast, there's a lot more in the way of that fog, and temperatures will stay like the past few mornings, very steady throughout the rest of the morning. We'll start to see a little more sunshine late morning, get up into the mid to upper 70s. Still one or two of those sprinkly showers around, and then one or two of them later on this afternoon, which is what computer models are indicating. Just a few of those little scattered showers around here this afternoon with lots of holes in the clouds and some sunshine for some folks. Quick check of the tropics. There is Tropical Storm Nicole. It is heading right in toward the eastern coast of Florida, probably as a Category 1 storm, not a real strong storm, and then cutting right across Florida and moving up along the Atlantic seaboard, and it's going to not have any impact on our weather at all. So today, 77 degrees, a couple of showers around the area at noon. Same thing this afternoon. Some folks will see a shower. Some folks will see more sunshine than clouds. 82 high temperature, nearly 10 above normal. We do it all again tomorrow, and then on Friday, the front's going to be, we'll be tracking the front at this time Friday morning. It's going to move through here in town about mid-morning. Winds will be shifting around. Temperatures will start off very warm and humid, then drop throughout the day, looking at low 60s, upper 50s by dinner time, late afternoon, with some of those showers. Windy, and the weekend is going to be great, going to be breezy, especially Saturday. So if you're coming to the Alamo Quarry to greet Santa with yes, bundle up.
Yes, jacket and scarf, probably. Thanks, guys. Time now, 5:24 and 70 degrees for now.
Up next, how you can test your knowledge with a new trivia game on Netflix.
In today's Tech Bites, new business features from Zoom. They include mail and calendar services that are meant to compete with Microsoft 365 and Slack. Zoom's new features introduce the @zmail.com domain that customers can use for their accounts. Garmin has debuted its new solar-powered watch. The Instinct Crossover is a hybrid fitness device with all the customary tracking categories. Garmin says it has up to 70 days of battery life, more than double the time of other hybrid watches. It'll cost you $550. Finally, Netflix has debuted its second trivia game, Triviaverse. You can play alone or against an opponent. The questions get harder as you go. It is described as having a more simple format than Netflix's daily quiz show Trivia Quest, and it's available in 9 languages. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Right now it's 5:28 on your Wednesday morning.
It was a long election night in Uvalde, and coming up next, why some families of the Robb Elementary School shooting say it came to a disappointing end.
You know, Uvalde has been stagnant for a long time. You know, win or lose, I hope this person does the best for our community.
Fighting for change on election night in Uvalde. Why last night's results were disappointing for some of the families of the Robb Elementary School shooting victims.
I want Bexar County voters to know that I'm committed to doing everything that we can and that I can to keep our citizens safe.
Joe Gonzalez declaring victory this morning against his Republican rival, Mark LaHood. A look at his plans for Bexar County for the next 4 years.
And outside with live cam, very humid once again. Morning glow clouds, kind of the same song and verse we've seen over the last couple of mornings here in South Central Texas. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is November 9th. If you're just waking up, here's a look at the results for statewide for the governor's race. Governor Abbott with 55% of the vote to Beto O'Rourke's 44%. Compare that to the results in Bexar County. Voters here pushing O'Rourke into the lead, but not the same trend as the rest of the state. Beto conceded last night.
And now to a new era for Bexar County. After more than 20 years, Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf is retiring. Former Children's Court Judge Peter Sakai is set to be the next Bexar County judge. Now his opponent, former County Commissioner Trish DeBerry, conceded earlier last night. So let's look at the numbers here. We have Peter Sakai ahead by 57%.
It's also a long election night in Uvalde. However, it came to a disappointing end for some of the families of the Robb Elementary School shooting victims.
As Lee Waldman reports, the County Commissioner Precinct 2 race going to the incumbent Mariano Vargas.
The 3 write-in candidates had an uphill battle, but ultimately they were defeated by Pargas. Many of the families of the 21 came to support Javier Cáceres, Jackie's father, in his efforts to unseat Pargas. Cáceres has said all along he's a parent first and a politician second. Despite this being his first run in politics, Cáceres wasn't nervous about an election night. Even though Tuesday night didn't go as planned, families here hope Pargas keeps their kids in mind as he approaches his new term.
Whatever help they need from me and my family, I will help as much as I can. I just want them to do the right thing. Uvalde has been stagnant for a long time. Win or lose, I hope this person does the best for our community.
Just to remember our babies. They mean a lot to a lot of people, and we want them to be remembered and to continue to honor them the right way.
The families have said even though things didn't go as planned tonight, they were happy to be able to watch election night together as one. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman for GMSA.
Thank you very much, Lee. And of course, more election results throughout the rest of GMSA. All right, lots of clouds. It's starting off just like it has every other day this week. We have temperatures right now that are almost 20 degrees above normal. Should be in the low 50s. We're in the low 70s here in town, 70 to be exact. Dew point remains high, plenty of humidity out there, and we do have somewhat of a breeze, and that's helping to prevent a lot of fog from forming up here in and around the metropolitan area. We do have some further off to the east, and we do have some, decent showers now. These are starting to form up a bit better there throughout a good chunk of Bandera County, and then also down here right along the Uvalde County lines and moving up through Sabinal. Here in town, we don't have much at all in the way of any showers. A couple of them there on the far northwest side up there just beyond Leon Springs. So if you're heading out on I-10, you may run into just a couple of these little sprinkly showers. Most of them, of course, are developing right there along the escarpment and sliding up to the north. And we'll have a few of these scattered about the area throughout the rest of the morning. And then later on this afternoon, same thing we've seen the past couple of afternoons. Now, as far as fog, nothing in and around the metropolitan area, but further off to the east and to the southeast, a lot of thick fog there around Victoria. Dense fog advisory. If you're heading down 37, you're going to run into some of that, and that's for Goliad as well as Victoria counties. Mold is on the moderate side, pigweed low, and throughout the rest of today, lots of clouds, a couple of sprinkles this morning, 77 at noon, 82 high temperature. One or two of those showers, some folks will see more sunshine and breezy. We are one day closer, of course, to that big front moving through Friday morning. What's that mean for the weekend? Going to be a good fall weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's going on?
Not a whole lot over here, Mike. Thankfully, as we get a look at the roadways, 536, things have been pretty quiet so far, but it is early, and that's probably going to change in the next half hour or so. But 410 and Ingram, take advantage of these empty roadways if you can. There's really not a lot that's going to slow you down this early, but we know that there's some overnight construction that's still lingering around, but none of these TransGuide cameras are showing any of the crews out there. 90 at Military, just a very quiet shot, but 90 at Couples getting a little bit busier as a lot more folks are making their way into or from the Alamo City. So just keep that in mind, but we take you right to the map, and it's, again, the same story here. Green across the board, and that's the way we like to see it this early in the morning. But taking you to those travel times, it's the same story there as well. Pretty green from Seguin on I-10 westbound, 29 minutes at this hour. A little more than half an hour if you're traveling in from Livonia on 87 northbound, and about 28 minutes for our friends down in Floresville. So things look pretty average as we get the morning rolling there. There's 37 at Fair Avenue. Not a lot out there this morning, but we're going to continue to watch these roads closely and have those updates right here on GMSA. Mark, stuff.
Thank you, Stephen. Voter turnout not what was expected in Bexar County, despite a strong push to register people to vote.
As Patty Santos reports, about 43% of registered voters participated in this election. That number was 49% back in 2018.
Way past polls closing, there were at least 4 different precincts that were still open. Voters casting their ballots way late into the night, and that of course delayed the results coming in here to the election headquarters. But the ballot was also pretty long. There were a lot of items on it across Bexar County. Each precinct had to print out 2 copies of the data from the voting computers, and that took up at least an hour in some cases. That delayed the results till very late into the night. Overall, there were very few technical issues. A power outage had poll workers scrambling to handle any situation that was coming up. And as we get these numbers, the focus is going to be on taking a look at who voted and who stayed home. In 2018, there was a 49% voter turnout. Now, since then, our population has grown, but the voter turnout doesn't really reflect that.
Our number of registered voters has grown from 2018 through today, and we have an 11.5 uptick in our voter registration numbers. So again, if for all those people out there that are playing the numbers game, our percentage right now is 43.9. So I don't think we'll get to 49%.
And here's what happens next. The last of the mail-in ballots are going to be counted, and in about 10 days to 2 weeks, the results will become official. And this morning, however, you are probably getting a pretty good look at who won the night. For GMSA, Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now to the race for Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez declaring victory against Republican candidate Mark LaHood.
Erica Hernandez spoke to Gonzalez about what he is looking forward to in the next 4 years.
All smiles for District Attorney Joe Gonzalez and his supporters. Gonzalez announcing his victory hours after the polls closed.
I'm very content, and I thank the citizens of Bexar County, number one, for coming out to vote, and for number two, endorsing the hard work that we've been doing.
Republican challenger Mark LaHood last night not wanting to give an interview until all votes were counted. As for the next 4 years, Gonzalez is ready to continue on with his work.
I want Bexar County voters to know that I'm committed to doing everything that we can and that I can to keep our citizens safe.
This will be Gonzalez's second term as district attorney here in Bexar County. For GMSA, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
The race to represent much of northern Bexar County at the Texas House will see a shift.
Representative Lyle Larson is not seeking re-election in the conservative-leaning district. So Republican and business owner Mike D'Orazio taking on Democrat Angie Aramburu. Here's a look at the numbers. Our Courtney Freeman tracking this race.
Lyle Larson has held this seat for 12 years, so there are some pretty big shoes to fill. Republican candidate Mark D'Orazio's watch party had some dedicated supporters of all ages. D'Orazio is a business owner who's been active in Republican politics as a delegate and an organizer. He was Republican Party precinct chairman for over 30 years and Bexar County Republican Party chairman from 2017 to 2018. One of his top priorities right now is border security. The other is property taxes.
Middle-class America, when their property taxes go up $6,000 a year, that's $500 a month. And when the property taxes are more than the principal and interest on their loan, we have to do something about it.
His biggest competition in this race is Democratic candidate Angie Aramburu. This is her first time running for office, and she's had lots of support on the campaign trail. She says she doesn't like the divided Texas she sees and wants to change that while focusing on some specific issues. She said even if she isn't the candidate that wins, she isn't going anywhere.
It's a warm-up. I'm ready to go. This is something I'm passionate about, and I want to see Texas be the best it can be. That's what we deserve.
Both candidates also mentioned public schools as a top issue, so constituents can be sure that that will be a priority. For Good Morning San Antonio, Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Our coverage continues at KSAT.com. We have a breakdown of all the major races, including interviews and full breakdown from our reporters. You can get those latest updates online right now.
Time now, 5:41 and 70 degrees for now.
From snow and rain to a possible hurricane, we'll tell you which parts of the country are bracing for big weather changes this morning.
And a look outside with live cam. We're calm right now at 70 degrees, kind of humid out there. Our changes won't happen till the weekend. We'll be checking in with Mike later on.
And here are more races as we go to break. .44, almost anywhere you live in the U.S., this is a stormy week. And no, that's not a metaphor for politics.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, most of the country is in for big weather changes.
I actually dropped my ballot in the snow, so I hope it gets counted.
Snow, rain, wind, and a possible hurricane. Those are the hazardous weather conditions sweeping the U.S. A powerful winter storm is heading toward Montana and the Dakotas. It created a snowy election day out west, even as far south as parts of Arizona. But it didn't keep these voters from the polls.
Oh, heck no. Too much is at stake. Way too much.
I didn't drive. My neighbor took me because I just like got to end up in the snowbank.
Floods and wind have been concerns in California. An EF0 tornado damaged this barn just south of Sacramento. Rain has been providing relief from the extreme drought in southern and central California. The problem is such conditions can make runoff dangerous.
Those people prepare and the community comes together and helps them out, and they spend a lot of time and money preparing for rain like this.
Last but not least, the National Hurricane Center says Nicole is heading toward Florida. Forecasters say it could be a wet few days for much of the East Coast. Some lines for gas have been long in Florida as a handful of areas there evacuate.
We're a little bit concerned about it. We're not, stocking up on everything that's in the store.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Right now, 546, 70 degrees.
And let's go ahead and look outside with TransGuide. Looking over at I-35 at Maine. Things are moving there. Also moving at I-37 at Fair Avenue.
And we have a handful of results for you as we head to commercial break.
Time check is now 5:49. We are approaching 6 a.m. and unfortunately we have our first crash reported right there along 410 at Fredericksburg Road. You can see it looks like it's off to the shoulder lane, so really not interfering with traffic, but we do have at least one first responder out there on the scene. But it looks like that may have already been resolved, as you just saw that TransGuide camera. From this TransGuide camera, everyone is moving along just fine. Now this was reported as a crash by KSAT in those westbound lanes not far from Fredericksburg Road, but notice that there wasn't a delay in the westbound lanes, and that is because, again, it was off in the shoulder lane. So some good news there. But let's go ahead now, give you a wide look at the map. Not a lot else to show you. The morning has been very calm and tranquil, so we'll take what we can get right now because, hey, we all know it's going to get busy in the next few minutes or so. So just try to enjoy the roadways if you have to head out in the next few minutes, but still be on the lookout. Over here off I-10 and the east side, on the east side of Bexar County, we have some barrier movement that's been ongoing. And according to TxDOT, it looks like it's still active. It should wrap around 6 in the morning, but expect to see a single westbound lane closure from FM 465 to Zool Road. That work should wrap up partially on Thursday, November 10th. Let's get you back here on TransGuide. Again, better movement there along 410, but everywhere else around town, 90 at Nogalitos. The commute is picking up, Maiko.
Thank you very much, sir. And watch it for a couple little sprinkles, especially on the far northwest side in the short term. More on that in just a second. All right, all four of these guys were lined up and dressed up in red, white, and blue. Good day for voting yesterday. And I think somebody's got a little bit of an opinion right there with his tongue sticking out. So thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, speaking of some of these light little showers, like I mentioned here on the far northwest side of Bexar County, just right there along I-10, as you can see near Scenic Oak and almost Fair Oaks Ranch, there have been a couple little sprinkly showers right there, and there may actually be one or two of them just right around Lotus there. So be on the lookout for that. It's not really a heck of a lot. Most of these showers are forming up as they sort of run into the escarpment, and we've got a few more out here in portions of Bandera County, right there around Concan, and just crossing 90 in between Uvalde and Sabinal. A couple of light showers, not really anything of any consequence, but there'll be a couple of more this morning. And then we've got some fog off to the east and to the southeast. Dense fog advisory for Goliad, Victoria counties up until 9 o'clock this morning. We've got enough of a breeze here in town to really prevent any of that fog from forming up. Just kind of watch out for a few little sprinkles here and there, which 20% chance, and that's about it. Temperatures will stay where they are right now. A lot of folks mid-upper 60s, low 70s, 15, 20 degrees above normal this morning. Same old song and dances the past couple of days. Then some sunshine late morning, 77 at noon. We'll make it up into the low 80s, nearly 10 degrees above normal. Couple of those showers, just like yesterday. Some folks will see a lot more sunshine. Other folks will see one or two of those showers out there. Jump ahead to Friday. Here's some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms that are going to try and form up along that front, moving on through the area. And this will be during the day on Friday. So it does look like it's going to be leaning toward the wet side throughout a good chunk of the day on Friday, and this will last into the early evening hours and then start to sort of dissipate. Now, Storm Prediction Center already has, now it does include San Antonio down to the south, a couple of isolated, stronger to potentially severe storms, and that would be better chance further on down to the south. We'll keep tracking this as we go on into Friday and as that front approaches. The atmosphere is not overly volatile, but just because you've got two really strong conflicting air masses coming together, that will touch off some of those thunderstorms on Friday. So 77 degrees today, a couple of showers well above normal already at noon, and then 82 for a high temperature shower. It is going to be breezy. And again, a lot of folks, most of us aren't going to see anything as far as any showers today. Same thing tomorrow. It'll be another cut and paste sort of a day. And then that front moves through early on Friday. Temperatures will drop throughout the day. Excuse me. Windy. We'll have some of those showers, a couple of thunderstorms around here. And then windy on Saturday and cloudy over the weekend. A little sunshine, chilly temperatures. Fantastic.
I didn't know if you were getting emotional about our cold front.
Almost.
Well, voice got shaky
Almost.
there.
And, you know, the nice thing is, too, even long range, some of the indications are right now that it stays on the cooler side into next week. So
That would be a nice break.
Closer to Thanksgiving, 5:53, 70 degrees.
And let's go ahead and look at some of the races, some of the results there.
GMA. I am live at Cocoa Beach. The high tide is just coming in. We have less than 24 hours until Nicole makes landfall. Should make landfall just south of here. We will be timing it all out and telling you what to expect impact-wise. A lot of folks have friends, family that have now made their trips down to Florida, and a lot of folks are looking at this late season storm. On top of all that, of course, we've got the midterm election results. Some of the votes still being counted. We're going to tell you what that means for President Biden's agenda, and of course, former President Trump as well. That and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
5:57 is the morning after Election Day, and our coverage continues on our next hour of GMSA. We've got results for you in case you missed them last night. And Stephen is tracking your morning commute right now as we take a look at heavier traffic at Highway 90 at Couples. You're watching GMSA. We'll also get an update on our midweek forecast. We'll be right back.
Voter turnout not what was expected in Bexar County. Good morning. I'm Sarah Costa. Coming up on GMSA, we're going to take a look at those numbers. Also, the technical difficulty that had some voters still standing in line at 10 o'clock last night.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're bracing for those changes, but right now we're at 70 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. We've made it to the day after. It is Wednesday. It is November 9th.
And thanks for starting your morning with us. Hope you've had a good week so far. Oh, weather's been kind of humid, especially in the morning.
That's right. Last couple of mornings. And Mike says this trend will continue till the big changes happen.
All the way through Friday morning. It'll still be very warm, very humid. Then the front moves on through here. So, yeah, we're starting off like yesterday and day before. As a matter of fact, a little bit different than yesterday because we didn't have anything showing up on radar than we do now. Here's a look outside with live cam. This is 410 over there at I-10 looking down to the southwest, and got all these low clouds hanging around here. We've been watching all of these sprinkly showers out there in portions of the hill country extending from Kerr County, Bandera down in toward Uvalde, Medina counties, and then further on down to the south. And zoom in a little bit more and you can see that there's even a couple of these that are now starting to show up here in western Bexar County. And yeah, right there just to the west of SeaWorld, everything kind of sliding up to the north. So even though there's nothing, maybe right there around 410 and 35. So even though there's not a lot right now, a couple of sprinkly showers are definitely going to be possible. As far as fog, there's nothing real thick being reported around the metropolitan area. A hint of it there, Port SA, Randolph, Pleasanton, 5 miles visibility. A lot more off to the east and to the southeast, and dense fog advisories down there. Mold is moderate. Pigweed is on the light side. Updated pollen count's going to be coming out in about an hour and a half or so. Temperatures are in the mid upper 60s, low 70s. Are going to stay steady all morning long thanks to the cloud cover, thanks to all that high humidity. We've got a decent breeze in town, and that's why, like I said, fog is not a huge problem here in town. 77 degrees at noon, and then a high temperature up to 82. Once again, close to 10 degrees above normal. Some folks will see more sunshine. Some folks will see a couple of scattered showers around the area. Yeah, we do it all again tomorrow, and to start off Friday, we're going to talk about that front. This is a doozy of a front. Great looking fall weekend in store. Traffic Authority, Stephen, you said you're seeing maybe a little bit of fog around 90.
Yeah, 90. I was going to say, I think we captured a hint of that here on that TransGuide camera. Mike, check that out. US 90 at Couples. Yeah, the conditions aren't too bad, but we do see those flashing lights out there off in the shoulder lane. It looks like that could be a stalled vehicle. Right now, TxDOT has not reported that, whether it's in the east or westbound lanes, but make sure to watch out. You have those flashing lights out there, as well as the hazard lights from the driver. So we want to make sure that we get them plenty of room, but I believe that could be in those eastbound lanes because traffic is really getting going, and that's likely because a lot of folks are traveling into the Alamo City, and this is when the commute really does start to pick up. But getting you to the map, there's not a lot else to show you out there, just some quiet roadways, lots of green on the screen, and of course, those active road closures that could impact your commute, but we're going to have more on that a little bit later on. Right now, travel times, if you have to head to the Alamo City, perhaps, it doesn't look too bad right now. I-10, that journey from Bernie, looks to be about 24 minutes at this hour and about 27 minutes. No need to hurry if you're coming in from Bulverde on 281 southbound, and right now on I-35 southbound, it's not too awful from New Braunfels. 25 minutes. So good time to head out the door if you plan to travel to the Alamo City. But let's get one last look around here. 90 at Nogalitos. We are off to a decent start again, but this is that hour where things really start to change. We're going to have those updates throughout the morning, so just stay with us for the very latest on road closures as well. Mark, stuff?
Thank you, Stephen. The Bexar County Elections Office was very busy last night, especially after some local polling sites experienced some technical difficulties.
Our Sarah Costa is live at the office on South Rio Street. And Sarah, do we know what that voter turnout looked like?
Good morning, Mark and Steph. Yeah, voter turnout not what was expected here in Bexar County, especially after there was a huge push to get people registered to vote. Turnout actually pretty disappointing. Only 43% of those registered in Bexar County actually showed up for this election. Now, that number was 49% back in 2019. There were long lines in some places. Polls closed at 7, but at 11 last night, at least 4 precincts were still showing up as being online. One of those locations at UTSA, there were a few technical issues reported by the election officials. At one point, a brief power outage gave poll workers some concerns. The election office now has to break down that data and see who turned out to vote and who stayed home, but also figure out how to help break down the lines at some of those most popular locations. The next steps will be to count the last of the mail-in ballots. The votes become official in about 10 days and 2 weeks when the votes will be canvassed. Now, there will be a press conference at 11 a.m. here at the Bexar County Elections Office. Of course, KSAT will be covering that on air and online. Live from downtown, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Governor Greg Abbott giving his victory speech in McAllen. ABC News had projected that the incumbent will serve a third term.
He chose to host his watch party in a predominantly blue region of South Texas instead of the state capital this go-around. Part of his plan was to connect with the Hispanic vote. He also continued to push one of his bigger issues, border security. Some of Abbott's promises to voters were a more safe and secure Texas, job growth, and bringing down skyrocketing property taxes.
I ran for the farmers and ranchers down here on the border who pleaded for a more secure border in the state of Texas. And I ran for the thousands of Texans who came up to me and they said, Governor, just keep Texas, Texas.
The watch party went well into the night. However, Abbott was only there briefly and left after thanking his supporters for their vote of confidence.
After a tough fight to try to turn Texas blue, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke wasn't able to secure enough votes.
Alicia Barrera was in El Paso, where O'Rourke's watch party took place, and has more about what comes next for the El Paso native.
Good morning. Well, it wasn't until about 10:30 last night Central Time that Beto O'Rourke finally made it to his election watch party. And although the defeat, he did come in good spirits, smiling and thanking his supporters. Also thanking his wife, Amy, and his mother, who were both in attendance. O'Rourke recognizing the accomplishments made during his campaign trail, including breaking fundraising records, completing an extensive town hall tour throughout all corners of Texas, and bringing in new voters. And in Uvalde, families of the victims of the Robb Elementary shooting reacting to the loss early in the night. On Twitter, the mother of Amory Jo Garza, who was murdered on May 24th, tweeted in part, quote, "One thing is for sure, I will never stop fighting for my children and yours," end quote. And here's what Beto O'Rourke had to say to them.
They are our heroes, and they're going to continue the fight, and I'm going to be right behind them, supporting them with all that I've got.
So what's next for the El Paso native? He hinted this might be it when it comes to campaigning for governor of Texas.
I don't know what my role or yours will be going forward, but I'm in this fight for life.
And those here last night, of course, disappointed in the outcome, but not disappointed in their candidate, saying they'll continue to push for change. In El Paso for GMSA, Alicia Barrera.
Another big race we follow, the race for Bexar County Judge.
It was a resounding win for Peter Sakai. He will transition from Children's Court Judge to Commissioner's Court as residents get a new head of county government for the first time in 2 decades. So election night was relatively drama-free. Sakai had a 21-point lead after early voting and fared well on election day as well. He delivered a victory speech that had his supporters all fired up.
I am committed to lead Bexar County and make sure that everyone can find their dreams and passions.
Now, Sakai says his next move is to rest before putting together his leadership team.
Sakai's opponent, Trish DeBerry, ended up conceding the judge's race before any of the election day results actually came in.
Garrett Behringer has reaction from her campaign.
It didn't take long for the crowd to dissipate at the Trish DeBerry campaign watch party after Democrat Peter Sakai took an early 21-point lead when the early vote came in. DeBerry eventually decided to concede before any of the election day votes rolled in. She told reporters that she had seen the writing was on the wall. DeBerry took a risk on this campaign. She was only in her seat on Commissioner's Court less than a year into her first term when she decided to run for judge. She had to abandon her commissioner's seat so she could try to win a countywide race as a Republican in a typically blue county. But DeBerry, who had owned her own PR firm, said that as an entrepreneur, she wasn't afraid of risk, and she was not sorry to have run.
I don't regret running for judge one single day. I have never lived my life with regret, with shoulda, coulda, woulda. And so I got in this race because I felt like if I hadn't, that I would have always thought to myself, what if I had done that?
She also had a rough campaign recently, catching criticism after she accused a local attorney and his advertising agent, without evidence, of having been behind dark money attack ads against her. And an Asian advocacy group said DeBerry calling her opponent, Peter Sakai, Dr. No during a debate was racist. Having sold her PR firm, DeBerry says she won't be going back there. And at this point, she's planning to take some time off before she decides her next steps. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
There is other news this morning. Cleanup underway after an overnight fire at a northwest side apartment. It happened just before 10 last night at the Songbird Apartments off Callahan and Fredericksburg. Crews say they were able to knock out the flames quickly. While no one was hurt, one person is displaced for the time being. It's not clear what sparked the fire.
Tropical storm Nicole is forecast to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane today as it approaches Florida's east coast. So parts of Palm Beach County and Bellagio County are under evacuation orders, and Orlando International Airport announced it will stop operations later this afternoon. At least 14 Florida school districts are closing schools today and tomorrow due to that storm.
Time right now, 6:10, 70 degrees.
Big night in Nashville, Tennessee. We're just hours away from the 56th Annual Country Music Awards, and you can watch it right here on KSAT 12. We're going to have a preview for you right after the break.
Outside with live cam, same song, third verse. Very humid and muggy out there. Lots of low clouds and 70 degrees. Mike's full forecast is coming up. And as we hit a break here, look at some of the other races we've been following overnight.